Hello friends, welcome back to another video by Carolina's Cottage. Today I'm going to show you how I am using a few thrifted items to create a really cute French country vignette with roosters and chickens and a few other things that complement these items. I think you're going to like how these turn out. I think you're going to like my tips and ideas on how to create a vignette, and I have a new tip for you on how to use Iron Orchid Design stamps. I wondered about this crackle finish, if I should sand it off or try to smooth it out, but I decided I would just try to put a few coats of chalk paint over it and see what the texture looked like. The thing I do first with these pieces after cleaning them is to scrape all the tags off, and I like to paint the bottom or the backs of things so they look finished. I'm replacing the hooks on the front because one of them was broken, and I decided to just use 2 instead of the 3 that this originally had. It has such a nice finish and it's a good color of stain, so I'm not going to repaint this one. But I am going to paint the glass pieces that were in it. So if you remember from the earlier picture, the centerpiece is a mirror, and then on either side was the clear glass, and you know, the original piece you could put pictures in there. I thought about that, but then I decided I would just paint over all 3 of those and do some stamping on them with French country stamps. And then the black pieces you see here, I'm just going to touch up because that's the pieces I removed the stickers from. I'm going to be reselling these, so I will make sure to put something on the tag saying that these are painted glass so the customer will know. When I'm painting glass pieces like this one, I don't do any prep on them other than clean them. And then I use chalk paint, but I make sure that I give them 24 hours to cure. I enjoyed painting this little gal. She has some cute features, and I dressed up her little eyes just a tad, and I think that gave her a little bit of personality. But I need to finish putting base coats on these pieces first, and then I'll get to the details. I kind of paint things in a sequence so that each piece has time to dry, and then I can go back and put details. And even on this ironstone piece, the only prep I do for this is to clean it and then allow the chalk paint to have 24 hours to cure and bond to the piece before I put the top coat on it. And the same is true for these pieces of glass and the mirror. They're getting, I think I gave these 3 coats, and now I'm going to use Iron Orchid Designs stamps to put the French country roosters on this. And what I'm doing here, as you see me outlining the edges of this, I'm using a chalk paint marker that will wipe off later, but I just need to know where the edge is going to be after I line up the stamp so that I don't have to put ink on the whole stamp and risk getting some of the ink in places I don't want it or getting it on my fingers. But I kind of developed or discovered a new way to use this brayer or roller here. I think some of the Iron Orchid Designs videos and other creators I've seen kind of demonstrate this by rolling this brayer in paint. But I've not been happy in the past doing that because I've had a difficult time getting the paint off of both the stamp and the brayer. And so what I just happened to discover in doing these pieces was, since it's a little bit tedious to make sure my fingers press on every little section of the stamp, I had the idea that I could use the brayer to roll across the stamp, give it a more uniform look, and I think it worked great. I just need a little bit more practice with it because I still had a few areas that I didn't roll the brayer on well enough for it to make a good imprint, and so I had to go back over those. Maybe I've discovered a new technique for this. Let's see if we see this show up on any other videos. I have not seen the brayer be used to roll over the stamps. Please let me know if you've seen anyone else do this. It's always fun to discover or develop a new technique and then to share that. So I hope this is something that will help you, and I do have a few more ideas in this video, so hang around through the rest of the video and see what else I have to show you. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. This will help the YouTube algorithm get it out to more people and help me grow my channel. For my Big Mama chicken here, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with her. I wanted to make sure that she got something that fit her personality. She's a big girl. I tried some of these bigger stamps, but I ended up just leaving her very simple and putting the stamps on the base that she's standing on. When you're designing a vignette for your booth space or even at home, it's always a good idea to put like items together. So in this case, we're kind of using the rooster and chicken theme, and use like colors, or at least complementary colors. And that allows me to introduce another influence into this vignette. So you'll see that I have the primary theme of roosters and chickens, but a secondary theme of French country, so that allows me to introduce the crockery and the coffee pot. And then using black and white colors for all of them pulls the whole vignette together. I decided for this piece that I would use a gel stain to make a border around this wood plaque that I had put IOD stamps on. And the way I made the border to get it pretty straight is that I just measured off the distance I wanted the border to be and made little tick marks around the edge of it and sort of sketched out a very faint line with a pencil. And then the thing I like really well about this gel stain is that it has a transparency to it, and it's a very nice color. You can find this on Amazon or any place that sells Rust-Oleum products probably. It's a Rust-Oleum aged glaze, and water-based and very simple to use. Now I'm finally getting to her eyes, and this is just a very simple technique. I'll first make the entire eye black, then I'll come back and use watered down blue paint to make a very thin line along the bottom half of her eyeball. Then I'll come back with a little dot of white paint and just tap that on the very top portion of her eyeball. I couldn't really get close enough with my camera for you to see how I do this, but I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished, and it's just a very simple little technique. And to keep her simple, I'm just going to stick with black and white. I'll be painting her legs black, and that'll both keep the color simple and tie her to the other French country black and white items in the vignette. And one final thing for this little plaque, I used one of my scripture stamps on this. It's reversed in this camera shot, but I will show it in the correct exposure at the end of the video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything you saw in today's video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.